Good evening. If you didn't see the Mets game today, you missed a doozy. Even if you don't care that much for baseball, it was incredible. Even Bill Mazur said it was the most exciting game he has ever seen, and you know how many games he's seen. It really was something, right, Amazing?
Well, John, I was going to say, did you ever see a more exciting game? No, I never have. The Mets climbed to the top of Mount Olympus. They beat a gallant Houston team 7-6 in 16 improbable innings. Don't tell me you missed it. He strikes out Kevin Bass swinging, and the Mets have won it. And now on to the World Series. Carl White was with the Mets in Houston. He's still there. Let's go to him right now.
Thank you very much, Bill. We are here live at the Hobby Airport. The Mets are getting ready to get on their plane. I'm here with Ray Knight and Kevin Mitchell. And Ray, first off, I'd like to ask you about the game. I mean, we were in the locker room. It was crazy, but obviously a great, great win for the Mets. You guys are going to the series.
Well, there's not a whole lot you can say about it. It's by far the greatest game I've ever been a part of. Emotionally spent, just a great, great exhibition of baseball. They just kept coming back. I have great respect for them, but our guys just kept coming through, and just a wonderful feeling. Finally get to the World Series after 16 years, and couldn't go with just a greater, more winning, competitive bunch of guys.
Ray, you were one of the heroes of today's game. A couple of key RBIs and hits down the stretch.
Well, I haven't had to get an offensive series. They've negated me pretty well. Play well defensively, but I just went up there and kept hacking, and finally I got a base hit, but just a good feeling.
Congratulations to you, Ray. Go ahead, get on the plane. I'm going to talk to Kevin. Kevin, great job today, man. You guys are finally going to the series. You're a rookie, of course. Got to feel good for you, too.
Oh, yeah. You know, it's been real good for me, you know. The way everybody played in this series, you know, it's been a good game for everybody. You know, the pitching's been real good, you know, for both teams. And, you know, we just came through with the big key hits, and we got the game.
Houston gave you guys everything you wanted today. We're going to go to the post-game locker room celebration. You were one of the guys in the locker room that was having a great time. Let's roll that tape right now. And, Kevin, just talk about the feeling in the locker room.
With the Mets winning such an
it was one of the best
game, a New York celebration was certainly in order. But the real celebration for the Mets ended at home plate and began in the New York locker room.
Great game.
It is wonderful, and I'll tell you what, that was one of the most unbelievable series, I think, in the history of the National League Championship Series. It was unbelievable. These guys kept battling, kept going, and those Astros never quit as well.
Well, I didn't think we were going to get any runs. Neff was pitching so well, but we mixed in some key hits, and we just did a great job out there. It was just amazing that we come back from 3 runs in the 9th inning and score. It was just amazing. I'm just happy we won.
So we all trust in the ball club we have, and we all know that we are capable to do everything in baseball. So, you know, tonight we made a great comeback, just like we did in New York, and we beat them.
You're going to the World Series,
well,
man.
we will. We will, definitely.
You're going to feel real good, huh?
Well, I feel great about this.
All right, thanks a lot. Oh. All right, Tim, come on, man. All right. Tim, it's like deja vu, man. You're going to the series this time, though. It's got to feel great, huh?
It's a lifetime dream, you know. We're waiting for that last out. It took a while, but we finally came on top, and that's the main thing. We're going to the series, the greatest thing in my life.
Keith, how does this compare with St. Louis? You're going back again now.
Well, this is the most gratifying moment in my career. I mean, I was traded here to a last-place club, and to turn it around in 3 years, become a National League champion, I'll never have anything better. No greater feeling in my career so far, at this point.
You're going to the World Series.
Yeah.
Take that. It was an unbelievable scene in the locker room, and really the Mets, right now they're firing up. The Jets are going to be home in just a couple of minutes back to New York. Go on out to LaGuardia Airport and greet the National League champions. They have done a great job, and they are in the process of celebrating one of the most important victories of the franchise history. Of course, the World Series are going to start this Saturday. We're going to wrap it up here at Hobby Airport. I'm excited, too. Kick it back to everybody back in the studio. It's been an unbelievable day. Hopefully the Mets will be able to continue their success when they get to the World Series against either California or Boston. Reporting live from Hobby Airport, Carl White, Channel 5 News.
What were all those guys so excited about? By the way, the guy that threw the champagne at the camera was Sid Fernandez, El Cid. Now, they will play Saturday night at Shea Stadium, 8:25. Sunday night at 8:30, and it looks like it'll be Boston. But we'll have lots more on the Mets and on whoever Boston or California becomes the winner throughout the program. What a day in town, Bill.
Great day, great day. And you're talking about champagne and everybody having a good time. Let's find out what was happening here in New York. With this marathon baseball game running far later than anyone tonight thought it would, people getting home from work were waylaid everywhere around the city. There were impromptu parties in more places than you could count. The excitement even moved our cameraman when fans in McAnn's and Grand Central Station cheered the Mets win. That crowd certainly was not alone. That's right, even this group, getting home on foot, found a way to see the end of the game. They were outside of an electronics store on Lexington Avenue when the Astros made the final out. And our Lynn White has spent this very long day with some hardy Mets fans, and she's still with them tonight as they continue to party on. Lynn, how's it going?
Well, it's going very loudly at the moment, Bill. A lot of the Mets fans have gone. We've got a lot of Boston fans remaining, people who want to see Boston playing the Mets in the World Series. Earlier today, lots of Mets fans all across this town.
3:20 on Wall Street. Offices emptied out. Bodies were planted in front of the TV sets. All eyes focused on the game.
Well, as soon as the Astros scored their runs, the market started to rally.
I know, it's up 30 points.
An Astro win is good for Wall Street.
In the streets of Manhattan, where there was a game to be heard, there were people.
Houston 3 and New York nothing. 1050 WHN.
What are you listening to, sir?
Baseball game.
The Mets?
Yes.
From building lobbies to the backs of limousines, everywhere the sounds of baseball.
And of course, nowhere were there more Mets fans today than right here at the Sporting Club. Jubilant Mets fans, and right now you've got some jubilant Boston fans seeing their team win. I'll see you, Bill and John, at the World Series Game 1, Shea Stadium, Saturday night. Reporting live now at the Sporting Club, Lynn White. Back to the studio.
Okay, thank you, Lynn. And if New York is Mets' hometown, then Queens is their backyard. So Steve Powers spent time in the shadow of Shea tonight to find out how the boys and girls on the block reacted.
Let's face it, the Mets may be cheered by the world, but they belong to Queens. And no matter where you looked from one end of the borough to the other, it was Mets mania. At least for today, David's Cookies belonged to Davy Johnson. Over in a bar, it was a Heine with Hernandez. Straight up, please. Crazy Eddie was crazy with fans. And at Nap Shoes, well, they were caught napping, but it was understandable because just about everybody was watching the game. Even the bad guys, it seems.
Are things quiet in the precinct now as far as...
At this moment, yeah. Right now it is.
You think it has anything to do with the game?
I would like to think so.
This is 48th Street and Queens Boulevard. Take a look. Looks almost deserted, doesn't it? Now take a look over here, right in front of this appliance and television store. A crowd of people, and the reason, of course, the Mets. The drama of a playoff played out in front of a Newmark and Lewis store, the manager bringing out a radio for the sound to match the pictures in the window, pictures that told a story. Passers-by stopping their cars to watch the final innings. But why would anyone watch in a store window when they could be home viewing the game?
I came up to pick up my mom from work, and I was listening to her on the radio, and I see the TVs in the window. Figured I'd catch the end of the game about an hour and a half ago.
What happened to your mom?
Oh, she's still waiting for me to go out to dinner.
Have you been here long?
About 2 hours.
How come you're not home?
Because I'd be cooking dinner, and this is a lot more interesting.
What is are you married?
Yes.
What did your husband think of this?
He's going to find out at 10 o'clock.
When there's no dinner. How come you're in the crowd watching the games?
Because my wife is at home watching something else. And she doesn't like baseball. She doesn't know what the Mets mean, and we're about to get a divorce on account of this.
You only have one television set at home.
No, I got 6, but she watches all 6.
Inning after inning passes, and the tension is etched on the faces of the fans who are determined to stand this one out on Queens Boulevard. In the 16th inning, finally, a moment of triumph for the Mets and Queens.
Yeah!
have it. Millions of people cheering across the country, none harder than right here on Queens Boulevard. Steve Powell.
Glad there's no game tomorrow. Because we didn't want to face Scott. We didn't have to face Scott. We won today. Let's go Mets.
How do you feel right now, Billy?
Great. Fantastic. I was glad I came down. I was lucky. I was just down here for business. I just happened to get here and got a ticket. It was great.
Hey, I've been waiting for this for 13 years. This is probably the most awesome moment in my Met life.
You've been planning to come down here for a long time for this game?
Back in January, we sat the family down. We bought the season tickets. I said, I'm going on vacation the 2nd and 3rd weeks of October. Here I am, Game 6, the Mets win, and I'm going to the World Series.
How do you guys feel right about now?
Unbelievable. I'm trained. I am so trained.
Ready to go to Cooters and celebrate tonight.
You better be careful in Cooters.
I won't wear this jacket, don't worry.
Happiness, thy name is a winning baseball team, and that's exactly what New York has once again. It's been a long while, but we have a winning baseball team, and happiness is the New York Mets. Back to you, JR.
All right, thanks, Steve. Unfortunately, there is some bad news today, as there always seems to be. In this case, a small New York town was rocked by the news of a young girl's murder. And prosecutors say that Robert Chambers is not only a killer, he's an East Side burglar.